Welcome to my YouTube channel. Every coin has a history where history meets hidden fortune. Here I share real videos of rare and old coins, including pieces worth millions that can truly change a collector's life. If you love coin hunting, rare finds, and valuable treasures, this channel is your guide to the world of priceless coins. The 1-cent 1987 D, struck at the Denver Mint, is one of the most widely circulated yet deeply studied modern U.S. coins, representing the intersection of massive production, evolving mint technology, and long-term collector interest within the Lincoln Memorial Cent series. Bearing the distinctive D mint mark just below the date on the obverse, this coin was produced during a period when the U.S. Mint was focused on efficiency, cost control, and meeting the enormous public demand for small denomination currency. The obverse design features the iconic right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," arching across the top, "Liberty," positioned to the left of Lincoln's profile, and the date, 1987, to the right, with the Denver Mint mark clearly visible beneath it. The reverse displays Frank Gasparo's Lincoln Memorial design, introduced in 1959, showing the Washington, D.C. monument in fine architectural detail, with the seated statue of Lincoln faintly visible within the central columns, one of the few U.S. coins to depict the same person on both sides. Around the memorial appear the inscriptions, "United States of America, E Pluribus Unum," and 1 cent, all struck in a clean, balanced layout that had become familiar to generations of Americans by the late 1980s. From a technical standpoint, the 1987 D cent is composed of 97.5% zinc with a thin 2.5% copper plating, a composition adopted in 1982 to combat rising copper costs. This gives the coin a weight of 2.5 grams, a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, a plain edge, and a distinctive feel compared to earlier solid bronze cents. The Denver Mint struck an enormous 4,879,389,514 examples of the 1987 D penny, making it one of the highest mintage issues of the entire Lincoln Memorial series, and ensuring that it became a staple of everyday commerce throughout the United States for decades. Despite this overwhelming mintage, the coin holds meaningful value and interest in the numismatic world, particularly when examined through the lens of condition rarity. Most 1987 D cents entered circulation immediately and were subjected to heavy use, resulting in wear, scratches, contact marks, and environmental damage that dramatically reduced collector appeal. Because copper-plated zinc cents are highly vulnerable to corrosion, even coins that appear uncirculated at first glance often suffer from microscopic plating breaks that eventually lead to zinc oxidation, bubbling, and discoloration. As a result, truly pristine examples, especially those graded Mississippi 67, red, Mississippi 68, red, or higher by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC, are far scarcer than raw mintage figures suggest and can command strong prices on the collector market. Error in variety collecting adds another layer of significance to the 1987 D cent, as high-speed production at the Denver Mint occasionally resulted in striking anomalies that escaped detection. Collectors actively search for off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchettes, misaligned dies, weak or missing mint marks, die cracks, die chips, and plating errors where the copper layer is incomplete or peeling, revealing the gray zinc core beneath. Some dramatic errors from this issue have sold for substantial premiums, transforming an otherwise common penny into a prized collectible. Historically and culturally, the 1987 D penny reflects an era when the 1-cent coin was still an essential component of daily transactions, from grocery stores to vending machines, and when cash usage dominated over digital payments. It also represents the mature phase of the Lincoln Memorial design, just 2 decades before its replacement by the Lincoln Bicentennial reverses in 2009. For collectors, educators, and content creators, especially those focusing on U.S. coinage, the 1987 D 1 cent serves as a powerful teaching tool, illustrating how mintage alone does not determine value, and how preservation, grading, errors, and historical context play critical roles in modern numismatics. Though it may never be rare in the traditional sense, the 1987 D. Lincoln Memorial penny stands as a cornerstone coin of the late 20th century, embodying the complexity, challenges, and hidden potential of modern American coin collecting. Looking even deeper into the 1987 D. Lincoln Memorial cent, advanced collectors recognize this coin as an important case study in how modern U.S. coinage ages over time and how market values evolve based on survival rather than production numbers. Although billions were minted, the actual population of fully read, sharply struck, mark-free 1987 D cents continues to decline each year due to improper storage, humidity, and the inherent weakness of copper-plated zinc planchets. Many coins that were once brilliant red have toned to red-brown or brown, while others have developed tiny corrosion spots that permanently limit their grade. This reality has pushed registry set collectors to compete aggressively for the few top-graded examples, particularly those certified Mississippi 68 Road, which are exceptionally difficult to obtain for this issue. Auction records show that such coins can bring prices that surprise non-collectors, proving that even a modern penny can be valuable under the right circumstances. The 1987 D cent is also widely used in die state and progression studies, where collectors analyze early, mid, and late die strikes to observe how dies deteriorate over time, producing cracks, cuts, and loss of detail. These subtle variations may not always be listed as major varieties, but they add depth and academic interest to the series. From an educational and generational standpoint, the 1987 D penny is often the first old coin discovered by younger collectors in circulation, sparking curiosity and introducing them to the broader world of numismatics. In the long-term historical narrative, this coin represents the height of penny circulation in the United States, before inflation and electronic payments gradually reduced the purchasing power and practical importance of the 1-cent denomination. Should the U.S. ever discontinue the penny, coins like the 1987 D will stand as tangible reminders of an era when small change played a daily role in American life. Ultimately, while most 1987 D cents will remain common, the finest survivors, dramatic errors, and well-documented varieties ensure that this issue will continue to hold relevance, study value, and quiet prestige within the Lincoln cent series for generations to come. From a scientific and strategic collecting perspective, the 1987 D 1 cent offers an unusually rich field of study because it combines extreme mintage volume with fragile materials and long-term chemical instability. The copper-plated zinc structure behaves very differently from earlier bronze cents. Once the thin copper layer is breached, sometimes by nothing more than a microscopic abrasion, the exposed zinc reacts rapidly with moisture and air, creating oxidation products that expand beneath the plating and cause bubbling, blistering, or flaking. This means that two coins that looked identical when minted in 1987 can age in radically different ways, depending on storage conditions, making environmental control one of the most important factors in preserving value. Serious collectors therefore store high-grade 1987 D cents in inert holders, low-humidity environments, and temperature-stable conditions, often using silica gel and archival quality materials to slow degradation. From an economic standpoint, this preservation challenge directly influences the error coin market for the issue. Dramatic errors, such as large off-center strikes that still show a full date and mint mark, or severe plating defects exposing large areas of zinc, are valued not only for their visual impact but also because they are essentially frozen moments of the minting process that will never be repeated. Prices for these errors are driven by severity, eye appeal, and certification, with professionally authenticated examples commanding strong premiums over raw pieces. Strategically, experienced collectors often approach the 1987 D cent in three focused ways. First, by searching circulation or bank-wrapped rolls for unusually sharp, lustrous examples that might still grade high. Second, by selectively acquiring certified top population coins to anchor registry sets, and third, by targeting error coins that offer uniqueness rather than condition rarity. Each approach reflects a different philosophy of collecting, yet all highlight how a coin commonly dismissed as just a penny can become a meaningful asset and study object. In the broader historical arc of U.S. coinage, the 1987 D. Lincoln Memorial Cent captures a moment when industrial-scale minting met human curiosity and long-term scarcity, proving that value in numismatics is often created not at the moment of production, but slowly, through time, loss, and informed appreciation. A fresh and often overlooked layer of significance surrounding the 1987 D. Lincoln Memorial Cent is its strong connection to roll hunting culture, educational use, and modern media influence, especially in the digital age. Because the 1987 D issue exists in enormous quantities, it has become a favorite target for collectors who search original bank-wrapped rolls and long-stored hoards, hoping to discover unusually well-preserved examples or overlooked mint errors. Roll hunters carefully examine luster flow lines, strike sharpness on Lincoln's beard and coat, and the clarity of the memorial steps and columns to identify coins struck from early state dies, which often show superior detail and surface quality. Advanced collectors go even further by studying die diagnostics, such as minute die scratches, Polish lines, and repeating markers that allow individual dies to be identified and tracked, turning the 1987 D cent into a practical teaching tool for understanding how dies were prepared and maintained at the Denver Mint during the late 1980s. This coin also plays an important role in classrooms, coin clubs, and beginner collector kits, where it is used to demonstrate grading standards, copper-plated zinc composition, and the difference between circulation strikes and proof coins. In recent years, the rise of YouTube, social media, and online coin marketplaces has given the 1987 D penny renewed visibility, as creators showcase high-grade finds, dramatic errors, and before and after conservation examples to educate viewers about hidden value in everyday change. These platforms have subtly influenced demand, particularly for certified top-grade pieces and visually striking errors, by exposing a global audience to the idea that modern coins can still be collectible and valuable. In this way, the 1987 D1 cent has evolved from a purely utilitarian object into a symbol of discovery, learning, and community within modern numismatics, reinforcing the idea that even the most common coins can gain importance through knowledge, documentation, and shared enthusiasm. Another important and relatively new angle when studying the 1987 D Lincoln Memorial 1 cent is the role of investment psychology and population data in shaping its perceived value within the modern coin market. Unlike classic rare coins, whose scarcity is immediately obvious, the 1987 D penny challenges collectors to think in terms of conditional rarity, how many examples survive in truly exceptional condition rather than how many were originally struck. Professional grading service population reports reveal that while millions of circulated coins exist, only a tiny fraction achieve the highest mint state grades, creating intense competition among registry set collectors who seek the best possible examples. This competition introduces an investment dynamic even into a 1 cent coin, as buyers are often willing to pay premiums not just for the coin itself but for the prestige of owning a top population or low population certified specimen. Psychologically, this transforms the way collectors view the 1987 D cent. It is no longer common, but rather a challenge coin that tests patience, knowledge, and access to quality sources. From a broader monetary history perspective, the 1987 D penny also symbolizes the declining purchasing power of the cent in late 20th century America, a time when inflation had already eroded its everyday usefulness, yet cultural attachment and tradition kept it firmly in circulation. As economic debates continue over the cost of producing cents versus their practical value, coins like the 1987 D serve as historical markers of a monetary system balancing nostalgia, efficiency, and public habit. In this sense, the 1987 D1 cent is not just a collectible item, but a small, durable record of how societies assign value, both emotional and financial, to the simplest units of money. When examined at an even deeper level, the 1987 D. Lincoln Memorial 1 cent becomes a window into the industrial technology and quality control philosophy of the United States Mint during the late 20th century, a period defined by automation, speed, and scale. The Denver Mint in 1987 operated high-capacity presses capable of striking hundreds of coins per minute, relying on computerized monitoring systems and human inspectors to maintain acceptable tolerances while producing billions of pieces annually. This industrial intensity explains both the remarkable uniformity of most 1987 D cents and the existence of occasional errors that fascinate collectors today. Subtle variations in strike pressure, die alignment, and planchette preparation can be detected through close study of luster patterns, rim thickness, and memorial detail, allowing numismatists to reconstruct how individual coins were made. Beyond the United States, the 1987 D cent has found a place in global collecting networks, particularly in regions where American coins circulate as curiosities, educational tools, or symbols of U.S. culture. International collectors often view the Lincoln cent as one of the most iconic American coins, and the 1987 D issue is frequently traded in bulk lots, starter collections, and teaching sets that introduce new collectors to mint marks and modern U.S. denominations. Over time, as the Lincoln Memorial reverse has now been retired and replaced by newer designs, the 1987 D penny has gained added legacy value as part of the final generation of long-running memorial cents. Its importance is amplified by ongoing discussions about the future of the 1 cent denomination itself. If production were ever to cease, modern issues like 1987 D would instantly shift from everyday objects to historical artifacts representing the last era of ubiquitous small change. In this broader context, the 1987 D Lincoln Memorial 1 cent stands not merely as a common coin, but as a durable record of American manufacturing, monetary policy, cultural identity, and collector curiosity, proof that even the smallest denomination can carry layers of meaning that grow richer with time and study.